And here we go. This is a semifinal, the second semifinal match of the PMS H2O Gold Platinum Weekly number 12. Best of 3 series between Emporio and Crushskull. Starting off on MLG Zelnaga Caverns. ZVT.
And it looks like we have our pink Zerg player, Emporio, starting in the top right corner, again on MLG Zelnaga Caverns, and our red Terran Crushskull is going to be starting in the bottom left-hand corner. And interesting to see in this ZVT what kind of build we're going to see out of Crushskull. I feel like in this matchup, especially in Zelnaga Caverns, where you know your opponent's spawn, that the Terran can really dictate what the Zerg has to do in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, most Zergs usually do opt for that 15 hatch against Terran. The only issue with Zelnaga Caverns is seeing that there is such a large area. The natural, the 2 racks pressure is very prudent in this map. You know, so it'll be interesting to see if Crushskull decides to go for that 2 racks, or if he's just going to go for a 1 racks into maybe Hellions or something of the like. So it does look like he's preparing to throw down that bounce. Yep, there's the barracks at the front. Still no gas from Crushskull, so we'll keep an eye on that gas timing to see what he will be doing. There is a gas, though, at 14 for the Zerg player.
Speaking of gas timings.
Yeah. Oh,
and 13 gas for the Terran player.
Yep, so pretty standard gas timing for the Terran player. So likely be seeing a Hellion opening, whether it's reactor, probably reactored Hellions, as that is a little bit later for, a little bit earlier for Blue Flame. But spawning pool is down at 14, so it looks like we'll be having a speedling build from Emporio.
Yeah, definitely getting that extractor first. He's going to be timing that, so once he has that 100 gas, he's ready to get that speedling metabolic boost upgrade right away.
Yep. That's just amazing how perfect it works out. This Overlord well placed to check and see if there's any bunkers getting placed down. The other Overlord actually going down to the little chasm behind the natural, so he'll not be able to see any units moving across. But that drone did move in, poke up the ramp, and see the 1 barracks, but nothing else. So Crushskull should be throwing down a factory, yep, right about now.
And I think we have a little oops, because Emporio started his queen, but he's pop-capped.
Yeah. That
queen's going to be a little delayed.
Alright, well, you want to be careful with that. You always want to make sure you get that Overlord on 15 when you're doing this build. You know, it is a mistake. It happens to the best of us even. Well, I shouldn't say the best of us, because I'm not one of the best. Couple of Marines going to move out, going to snipe that drone. Fake a little bit of pressure, but not going to do anything there.
But he did see the factory.
He did see the factory, yes. So he could have seen that with any kind of poke up the ramp. Looks like a tech lab going down on the factory. I'm sorry, on the barrack, and a tech lab also going down on the factory, and 2 more barracks. So
I think we're looking at a Marine tank timing.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's only still 1 gas, so it may be a little difficult to hit that timing, as siege tanks are fairly expensive. But yeah, it looks like he will be going for the tanks, but not yet for the siege tech. So there is the 2nd gas going down. So yeah, looks like a Marine tank timing, you're right. He actually did get one of his SCVs stuck inside between the factory and the barracks, and he is supply capped as well. So, but yeah, here we go. Emporio just droning up, throwing down a couple of spine crawlers just to be safe. Especially when you get supply block like that and you're behind on your build, you want to be a little extra careful, as you still have no idea what's going to happen.
Yep, and the siege tech just starting to be researched at that tech lab.
Yep, and he may have to be able to get enough gas for a second siege tank, but still only one SCV on that 2nd gas, so he needs to make sure to put some more on there before. He's probably wondering, why do I not have enough gas? I usually able to get this timing.
Oh,
there he comes.
And there we go.
He does realize that now, so. But 2 spine crawlers at the front, should be able to do pretty well against the Marines, but unfortunately the siege tanks do really well against spine crawlers. So there's just a lot of Marines coming out. No stim pack or combat shields coming out for the Terran player. Stim pack takes like a lifetime to research, so probably better off not going for that.
Yeah, I think he had to choose when he realized. I'm wondering if he thought he got his second reactor late, and having to choose between, do I want to get that siege tech or do I want to get the stem? Opting for the siege tech over the stem.
Interesting here that Crushskull opts to put his siege tank into siege mode at the top of the ramp. You know, now if the Zergling runs up, he'll just get shot by a siege tank and he'll know that it's going to be a siege tank timing attack. But actually, maybe not even a timing attack. Maybe it's just a scout. I mean,
yeah.
sorry, maybe just a defense. But there is a scout going by. He's going to be able to see pretty much everything. Oops, I went in the wrong vision. But yeah, able to see basically everything there. Sees the expansion going down.
Yep. Stim is about halfway done for the Terran player, and he's getting that orbital command before landing it down at the natural to get that extra energy for the mules.
Yep. So pretty much just drones and Zerglings here for our Zerg player. Getting the lair about a quarter of the way done. Look at the harvester count. About 41 here for the Zerg player and 28 for the Terran player. So the Zerg player is in a good position. But we look at the army supply is really in favor of Crushskull, 29 to 16. So it does look like he will be pushing out just to secure his expansion. Actually going to push toward the Zerg player base. This is going to come at a really good timing for the Zerg because, well, for the Terran rather, because well, actually Emporio does scout this coming across, so he's just going to make a ton of banelings. But you know, he's going to throw down his spire, and you know he's not going to have enough gas. But I mean, he got his banelings first, so never mind about that. Yep, pushing forward, slow pushing those tanks, throttling them forward. And really good positioning, those tanks are both tanks being able to hit those.
Rushing the Zerglings in first to try and take some tank shots.
And Bailey's get a nice hit on the Marines, and the rest of the tank gonna go down to the Zerglings, and a really good defense there by Emporio. And actually, right now, Emporio is in a really good position to push forward against Crush. There's only one tank not sieged and one bunker, two bunkers, but 4 barracks going down to complete that wall off for the Terran player, and now it's 2 siege tanks. Any kind of run by would be kind of kind of wasteful here. So looks like Emporio is gonna just push a little bit forward, get a little of a scout. Looks like he's gonna go around the back. Smart move there, because you could use a couple Zerglings can, you know, catch that splash damage from the siege tanks and hit their own SCVs. And the Spire is just started as well.
Yeah, I really like this play from Emporio. Just getting those Zerglings in the back, he's going to be able to harass the Terran player, and he's going to be able to continue to drone up and take that third. He's clearing the rocks now at the gold. He's got his third down at the regular mineral patch, and he's going to be putting down a third and fourth base, while our Terran player is just trying to.
Thought we got a bunch of Banelings being morphed in the back of the mineral line. In the back of the base, so these Banelings and Zerglings going to move into Crushskull's base, and if he hits this right, he may be able to destroy a whole bunch of SCVs, but nope, looks like he does catch those just in time. Those Banelings are going to move forward and actually get killed.
Okay. I'm not sure if there was a misclick going up, but some Banelings just blew up between 2 mineral patches. I think the tanks managed to
hit those, but the other ones decided to go kill the orbital command, so alright, but the gold base is going to get ready to be taken by Emporio. So Emporio is really good right now. He is behind in harvesters, but he is getting his third base up. 39 harvesters of 44, but getting his third base just about to finish, breaking down those rocks. He should be pretty good to produce a nice wave of drones. A couple of missile turrets going down for Crushskull. A little bit late here, as you do want to hit that timing of like 8 minutes to get those missile turrets down. But luckily for him, there haven't been any mutas at that time. And that Baneling from behind reminding Crushskull to build his supply depots at the back.
Yep, there they are. And we have 7 mutas making their way to the bottom left corner of the map. We have some Zerglings hanging out at home for defense, and it looks like we do have some drones transferring to the third. The gold is 80% complete, and some nice... I like this. Queens is staying low on the energy. He's remembering those larva injects. The mechanics are really solid right now.
The mutas are getting in, but they're going to be greeted by a couple of missile turrets, and they're not going to be able to do too much damage here, so... not going to be able to do anything. Going to be able to take out this refinery, but after that, he's just going to have to run out. Oh, actually, there he goes, coming back to snipe that refinery.
Yeah.
So, losing one mutant in the process, unfortunately, was not able to micro that one back far enough away from the missile turret. We look at the upgrades here. We don't even have any... Oh, we do have 2 evolution chambers for Emporio, but no upgrades. +1 attack, just about finishing for the Terran infantry. So, yeah, Starport is down, going to get those medevacs out. Go ahead, sorry.
And I want to point out the decision-making by Crushskull there to only take 4 Marines and run them up to his main to thwart off those mutas. He didn't bring his entire army. He just ran up 4. He just stemmed those 4. He didn't stem his whole army, because without those medevacs right now, controlling the stems is going to be super important to maintaining that Marine count.
Yeah, of course. And do look, Emporio is really, really good about spreading his creep right now. He's about halfway, 3/4 across the map. He has 2 nice paths going, one to his potential fifth rather, and one into the Terran's gold base. So that's going to make it difficult for the Terran to take that gold when he decides to, and it's just difficult to move out without wasting a couple of scans and all that.
Don't you just hate it when you go to take your third and there's creep already knocking at your front door?
No, I like it because I'm a Zerg player.
Well, you are. Yeah, we are Zerg players, so it doesn't bother us so much.
But yeah,
and he's
it does look like their armor moving out.
Oh, and he even saw the burrowedling.
Yep.
And now looks like Crushskull's going to start to clean up a couple of those creep tumors.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty solid army from Crushskull. Got 5 tanks and about 40 Marines. The mutas, almost moving.
Oh no, this could be real bad.
Oh, almost able to snipe one of those siege tanks, but getting it down to half health and the other one as well. So pretty good try from the Mutalist there trying to take out, but looks like he is going to push forward with this. Look at the unit count. We do only have 17 Banelings. They do have speed, still no upgrades. Upgrades are only halfway done right now. +1 attack in the air, just about finishing. Oh, Muta's getting caught. Two Mutas getting taken out. Queen getting taken out. These Spine Crawlers getting outranged and sniped from these siege tanks. But right now, Emporio is pretty safe. Just sit back for a little bit, get his count of Zerglings and Banelings up, and just prepare to take on this army. Like I said, he's still out of range. Oh, a couple of Zerglings moving in.
I don't like that.
A couple of attacks. Oh, he's almost able to get one of those tanks down. If he could run these mutas into the back and take out those tanks, would be crucial. This is a really good timing, though. Siege tanks are unsieged. Oh, so they do siege up again. And 2 medevacs are out now. Gotta be able to heal up those Marines very soon.
And now the lack of the +1 on those Banelings is really going to come into play, as just as that push was coming down, the shield upgrades on those Marines was complete. They didn't have them on the way, and the Banelings looked to have done a lot of damage. And look, Crushskull beginning to spread out those Marines.
Yeah, I mean, but the +1 has finished. Here come the Banelings, and the Zerglings moving across. He needs to micro these Banelings so they hit the Marines and not the siege tanks. It's really good micro. Banelings all over the place.
Oh! The Banelings
just kill every single one of those Marines, and now the Mutas will have and a couple more Marines coming up. They might have a couple of Banelings, but still pretty good damage from Emporio. But the Terran army is still just even with the Zerg. Losing a bunch of Mutas there, not very good. But
2 Lings on the way, an additional 28.
Yeah, but able to snipe that gold, but it really wasn't super important for Emporio to have that gold. He does still have his third. Unfortunately, it's not fully saturated. But Muta's going to go in, be able to snipe that siege tank. And right now it's only Marines. Oh, 1 siege tank there. 2 siege tanks.
Yep, 2 tanks hiding underneath those medevacs, but a ton of Lings and a ton of Banelings being morphed. Looks like we've got about 26 Banelings. Terran's going to try and take his gold here, but I think if the Zerg player can get... Muta's coming from behind, Baneling's coming from the front.
The siege tanks are not sieged. Those banelings are going to be able to just, unfortunately, wasting a lot of those banelings on the siege tanks and going to lose a lot of this mutas. Oh, wow. That was a little bit of a botched attack from Emporio, not microing his banelings properly, unfortunately taking out only siege tanks with those banelings. But right now I was taking a look at the production facilities. There's only 7 barracks from Crushskull, 2 factories and 1 starport, so his production is not that great.
Even more important, of those 7 barracks, 3 of them don't have a reactor on them. So they're only producing 1 Marine at a time.
Yeah, I mean, once he gets this gold up and running, I would expect to see him throw down maybe three more barracks to just keep that Marine production up. He is keeping up on his upgrades. He is at +1, +1, +2 armor. Attack just about to finish. Infestors are on the way, and only +1, +1 for the Zerg player. He's definitely going to need to get. Oh, that just want to try and snipe that armory so they can prevent any Thors from being produced, but he's going to lose all these mutas in the process.
Yeah, that missile turret's just doing a world of damage. They're going to take down every single muta, and that missile turret's
not the greatest idea.
No, but we do see Emporio retaking the gold as well as taking his 5th over to the right.
Yep, unfortunately, he's still not transferred his drones. He has a lot of drones that is natural that he can transfer about half of them over to either his 3rd, the gold, or the 4th now, the 5th rather.
It looks like the Terran player is going to be looking to take his 4th.
A couple of Zerglings going to run by into the main. Unfortunately, there's no SCVs there to kill.
There's nobody here.
But there are a couple of Marines to be able to take out those and maybe just do some damage to a couple of these tech structures. Take out 1 or 2 SCVs, but that's about all he can do. There are just a ton of SCVs just moving across the map right now, going to try and get to this gold base.
Ooh, you know what? I think Emporio forgot to hotkey one of his hatcheries at the bottom of his ramp. There are a lot of larvae not being used. Yep,
and you are right. He has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hatcheries and only 6 on his hotkey, so yeah, he should definitely keep an eye on that.
That may be the cause of why he's wondering why he's just not having the larva that he hopes. And oh, Baneling's running down to the 4th, but unfortunately there's no SCVs there.
Yeah, only able to kill a few, and more Banelings moving. Oh, I don't know how many SCVs were there, but it looked like there were a lot. A couple SCVs taking out a bunch of SCVs. I'm sorry, a couple Banelings taking a bunch of SCVs moving over to the 4th base. But Terran's got mules, so no
mules are good.
There. But right now, what the Zerg player needs to do is just kind of prevent this 4th from being taken, because once this Terran gets in the middle of the map here, it's pretty difficult to push. So if we can keep preventing this 4th phase, you know, maybe you could do a couple of swing arounds with some Lings or swing arounds with some Mutas. But Greater Spire is on the way. Broodlords are pretty good against Marines. Unfortunately, I would think that upgraded Ultras are probably a better idea against a heavy Marine army like this. Because Marines, even with the +3 attack, will only do like 5 damage to Ultras that are upgraded fully. More SCVs, Zerglings being rallied into the base of the Terran player, going to just do some quick run-bys, and this is really exactly what he needs to do. Just, you know, keep spreading the Terran player out. You know, you've
a lot of SCVs here.
Yeah, you want to just confuse the Terran player. If you look at the SCV skill, 30 Harvesters is really in favor of the Zerg player with double the amount of the Terran player. So we are approaching the 30-minute mark here, and the units, we got 13 Infestors and 46 Zerglings. So
and those Infestors all have full energy, so we could be seeing a lot of burrowed Infestors with maybe some infested Terrans being loud, but you know, actually I don't think we're going to see that because there are missile turrets everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the Corruptors are out now, bunch of Broodlords being spawned, 6 Broodlords on the way. The army supply still is in favor of the Terran, but we'll see. 1-1 on the ground, 2-2 on the ground, +1 attack on the air.
And we do see Vikings being produced now. It looks like 4 rallied to that army in the middle of the map.
Yep, smart move. Terran players should be expecting the Brood Lords around this time. It's actually a lot later than I thought he would be getting these. I mean, it's a 30-minute mark, so... but if Emporio was good... not if he was good, but if he was thinking ahead, he would throw down an Ultralisk Cavern, because once you start getting the Terran player to produce these Vikings, you could do a quick tech switch into Ultras, and pretty much those Vikings will be able to do nothing against those Ultralisks. But it does look like... What's that?
12 Broodlords, and it looks like we've got 20 Infestors, and he's even bringing along 6 Queens, I think, to do some transfuses.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if this isn't just the Zerg Ultimate Army, I don't know what is now.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't have any Banelings, which I think would commend the Ultimate Army. And those Queens are going to be the anti-air. Unfortunately, those Broodlings are just taking damage. Need to move those Infestors over to probably try and fungal growth those Vikings, because they are bunched up right now.
Good transfuses on the Broodlords.
Moving forward, and here come the fungal growth. Fungal goes down on the Marines. Oh my god, there's just so many
Fungals everywhere.
Oh, one more fungal goes down. If you can get that fungal. Oh, unfortunately, it doesn't catch the Marines at the super low health, and he actually loses pretty much everything there. But that was a pretty good army trade for the Zerg player. He did trade the armies. He is right now going to walk his Infestors into death. But no, 7 more Broodlords on the way. He's still behind in supply, behind in upgrades, but this Zerg player is just this Terran player is just in a really, really good position. He's got this middle of the base, the middle of the map locked down. Another hatchery going down, the 6th on the left side of the base. And, yeah, so
and
right now...
Unfortunately, all those Marines were able to heal back up.
Yeah, Crushskull, though, is really behind in Harvesters. Only 30 Harvesters. He's not fully saturated. His gold is about to run out. His 3rd is not saturated at all. A couple of Zerglings moving in, but it's going to be met by a Planetary Fortress. So right now... I don't really know. Emporio is in a really good position as far as the income goes. He's got his 3rd, his 4th, his 5th saturated. He's transferred. He's got a couple idle drones. 10 idle drones. But he has the production. He just needs to get his gas going. And I'm not sure. I mean, a couple more barracks being thrown down for the Terran player, but he doesn't have the income to be getting this many production facilities.
No, and I was going to say, if the Zerg player can keep his income high, specifically on that gas, he can continue to trade armies as long as he doesn't get caught with nothing back home after a really poor
looks
trade.
Like a couple of Marines going to get dropped, but at the same time, the army is moving forward for the Terran player, for the Zerg player, but still, there's no anti-air for these Vikings. The Broodlords are just doing really good damage to the siege tanks on the ground. There's Marines loaded up in a medevac, but no damage on these Vikings. A couple of infested Terrans getting thrown down to be able to take care of those. The Broodlords are going to take out this Planetary Fortress.
Yeah, and while that's going down, we have a drop at the 4th. It looks like Emporio is going to lose one of his main mining bases over to the right.
Yeah, right now the Zerg's main focus is to be able to take out this gold and to destroy this wall that the Terran has. And he has done that, but in the process, he's a lot of units that he does not have the income to produce very many more.
And this Planetary Fortress, Hero Planetary Fortress, 105 kills, and these SCVs are repairing it, and this back up to full health, and these Broodlords just can't finish. It looks like Infestors coming in, getting that growth down on the Marines, and I think once again, if we can get the Broodlings to attack those SCVs, I think now we'll see the Planetary Fortress start to go down. But that is one heck of a Planetary Fortress, 140 kills and climbing.
Yeah, I mean, you see, the biggest thing that the Zerg player did right there was that he made the SCVs use all of their minerals and gas on repairing that Planetary Fortress. He could not produce very many units. And right now, I think the Zerg may have just taken this game. He is ahead in supply, 67 to 40 on the army count. And there's just so many Broodlords, Corruptors being able to take care of any of these Vikings that come out. And, yeah, I don't know how much more the Terran can do. He has this only one base up.
One mining base.
But there's just drops everywhere. There's a drop that took out the hive, a drop that's taking out the 3rd here, a drop took out the 4th, and, so they're just spread out. It looks like something like a base trade situation is going on. Bungle Growth goes down those Marines, takes out the medevac, killing those, but the Broodlord still knocking down at the front door. And I feel like this may be it for our Terran player. His income is, well, I mean, his income is higher than the Dirge right now, but yeah, and there is the GG.
The